Chapter 1. The Bracelet. Alicia pushed the Burger King door open with her shoulder, the greasy smell of fryer oil mixing with stale mop water hitting her nose. The sound hit her first. Laughter. Sharp. Mean. Her eyes darted over the crowd, and there she was, her sister she hadn't seen in 3 years, planted at a booth with 2 co-workers, loud as ever, like she owned the place. Alicia marched forward, heels clicking on the tile, her mouth already tight. She didn't even get a chance to call her name before one of the girls at the booth stood up with a tray. The girl's eyes flicked at Alicia, then down to the soda cup in her hand. The grin came too quick. The cup tipped. Cold syrup splashed across Alicia's shirt, dripping down her arm. The whole tray rattled like a cymbal crash. Alicia froze, eyes burning holes into the girl. "Why would you do that?" The girl didn't even flinch, rolled her eyes, popped her gum, and walked right past her as if she was invisible. Behind her, the laughter got louder. Her sister's laugh. That same high, sharp laugh, doubled in volume just for effect. Alicia turned, wet sleeve clinging to her skin, and looked at her sister. She was leaning back in the booth, shoulders bouncing, teeth flashing, the kind of laugh you didn't fake, pure entertainment at her sister's expense. Alicia's throat locked. The words slipped out before she could stop them. "So you really do hate me?" The laugh broke, but only into a smirk. Her sister looked away, shaking her head, not even offering a word. Heat rose through Alicia's body, anger and shame tangled up until she couldn't tell one from the other. From across the counter, a woman had turned. She was beautiful, almost out of place here, her eyes fixed on Alicia with something softer than pity, something like understanding. Alicia wiped at her shirt, soda sticking cold against her bra, voice rising sharper than she meant. "You want to be so damn relatable, huh? That's the thing? I never burst your bubble because I didn't want nobody treating you wrong. But since you out here acting like I'm some control freak, fine. You can have the damn house." Her sister's laugh cut again, snickering into her hand like Alicia was doing stand-up. The woman slid closer. Her voice was soft, but it carried. "It's going to be okay." Alicia blinked at her. "Excuse me?" The woman lifted her wrist, and Alicia saw it, a bracelet, silver-banded, each blue oval gem caught inside a bracket like it was caged. The stones shimmered even under the harsh Burger King lights. "Here," the woman said, unclasping it with careful fingers. "You need this more than me." Alicia hesitated, glancing back at her sister, then at the woman. "Why are you giving me jewelry in a Burger King?" The woman just smiled, the kind of smile that makes you feel like you're already holding it. She reached forward, slow enough that Alicia didn't stop her, and slid the bracelet onto her wrist. The metal snapped shut, a tight clasp that clicked louder than it should have. Alicia frowned, tugging at it once, twice. It didn't budge. The woman stepped back, tray in hand. "It's all right. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry." She lifted her burger, took a bite, chewing like nothing was strange. Then, mid-swallow, her face drained. Her cheeks sank, skin peeling in sheets. The burger dropped from her hand. In a blink, she was bone, ribs jutting under air that wasn't there. In another blink, she was ash collapsing in on itself, scattering across the tiles. The tray clattered. Gasps shot up all around. Somebody screamed. Alicia staggered backward, slipping to the floor, eyes locked on the dust where the woman had been. Her wrist burned. She looked down. The bracelet tightened, squeezing, the gems pulsing faint blue as if it was locking itself in place. Her heart began beating in overdrive. All around her, workers and customers froze, eyes darting between her and the pile of ash. Her sister's smirk was gone. She sat rigid, staring not at the dust, but at the bracelet. The store doors burst open, and 2 paramedics jogged in, cutting through the whispers and phone cameras. One of the Burger King managers, face red, started pointing, stammering about a customer collapsing. Alicia scrambled to her knees. "She didn't collapse. She disintegrated. She turned into bones, then dust. She's right there. Her finger stabbed toward the gray smear on the floor. The paramedics crouched, gloved hands brushing over the ash. One of them looked back at the manager, lips tight, then up at the crowd. "Gas leak," he said flatly. "Everybody's experiencing minor hallucinations. Happens sometimes when ventilation goes bad." "Gas leak?" Alicia barked. "Do gas leaks leave bones? Do they leave bracelets stuck on people?" She yanked her wrist up, the blue gems catching the light. The paramedic didn't even look. "Ma'am, we're gonna need everyone to exit the building. Burger King will remain closed until further notice. Please, step outside." Workers hustled, ushering people toward the doors. Some still filmed, whispering. Alicia's sister slid out of the booth without a word, her face unreadable, but her eyes locked on the bracelet. Alicia planted her feet. "No, I saw her. She handed this to me, and then she—" "Ma'am," the second paramedic cut her off, voice firm. "Step outside." The ash was already being swept up with a dustpan, like it was nothing but spilled seasoning. She backed up, clutching her wrist, the gems pressing cold against her skin. Outside, the night air slapped her in the face. People stood around confused, muttering about the gas leak. Some laughed it off. Some rubbed their temples, as if they were dizzy. Alicia didn't feel dizzy. She felt sharp and wide awake, and she damn well knew, she wasn't hallucinating. The bracelet shocked her once on her wrist, faint as a heartbeat. Her sister stood a few feet away, arms crossed, face hard as stone. Alicia held her gaze a second longer, disappointment heavy in her heart, then turned away. She didn't have the energy to fight. Not tonight. Not with everything else weighing on her. She stormed off, keys jangling in her hand. By the time she hit the porch 2 blocks down, she was pounding on T-Rod's door like the block was on fire. The door swung open before she could knock again. T-Rod stood there in a white tank top, basketball shorts, and 1 sock, eyes half squinted like she'd just ruined his peace. "Man, what the hell, Leash? You knocking like the police." Alicia pushed past him, storming straight into the living room. "Fuck all that. I know I'm not crazy, T. Something just happened to me at Burger King." He shut the door, locking it, then followed slowly, scratching his chest. "First off, why you even at Burger King? You don't eat Burger King. Last time you ate there, you was shitting for 2 days. Alicia spun around, arm outstretched, the bracelet catching the dull lamplight. "Look, this is what I'm talking about. Some woman gave me this bracelet, and then she turned to straight-up bones. Dust. T. Right in front of everybody." T-Rod stared at the bracelet, then at her face, then back at the bracelet. He smirked, shaking his head. "Let me guess, you out on here on beans now?" "I'm serious, boy," Alicia snapped. "Don't play with me right now. She put this thing on me, it locked on and shit, and then she—" Alicia mimed, collapsing into a pile of dust, arms flapping. T-Rod burst out laughing. "Man, you sound crazy as hell, talking about Burger King witches and shit. What's next? Whoppers are made out of human remains?" Alicia stomped toward him, shoving her wrist into his face. "Does this look like a joke to you? Look at it, T. Look how it is on my wrist, glowing and shit. I done pulled, twisted everything. It won't come off." He leaned back from her wrist like it was radioactive, but the grin stayed. The clasp probably jammed. "T, I swear to God, I'm not playing." He dropped onto the couch, hands behind his head, still chuckling. "Look, you came in here talking like you in a Lifetime movie. The lady turned to dust, gas leak, and some bracelet bullshit. Man, you need to sit down. Roll something to help your ass calm down." Alicia sat on the arm of the couch, shaking her head, the anger mixing with panic. "I don't need to smoke. I need you to believe me. Something is wrong, T. Something is different." He eyed her sideways. "Different how? Like, I'm a levitate in this bitch different? Or you just feeling weird?" Alicia grabbed her wrist, the gems cool against her skin. Her mouth opened, but the knock at the door cut her off. T-Rod groaned, rolling off the couch. That's my lick. Don't say nothing, just chill. T-Rod cracked the door just enough to peek through, then swung it wide. A wiry dude shuffled in, hoodie half-zipped, eyes darting like he owed somebody money on every corner of the block. His hands twitched inside his pockets. "What's good, T?" the lick said, already licking his lips. Yeah, hold up," T-Rod muttered. He jerked his head toward the kitchen, motioning Alicia to follow. She was aggravated. "Really? Right now? We in the middle of talking?" "Man, you talking about witches at Burger King. I got business." He snatched her wrist lightly, pulling her along. 2 seconds. They stepped into the kitchen, and T's lick eyed the living room, cluttered with ashtrays, half-empty bottles, and a fat joint T-Rod had just rolled, sitting bold as day on the table. Back in the kitchen, T-Rod bent low, reaching under the counter where his stash was taped. "You need to get out of that panic mode, leash," he said, voice muffled as he dug. "All this dust, Burger King. Girl, that's stress talk. You trippin'." Alicia threw her arms up. "I'm not trippin'. T, I saw it with my own eyes. She gave me this bracelet and then boom, straight to dust. And I—" Her rant cut short as her eyes redirected to the table. The joint was gone. She tapped T-Rod and nodded towards where it was. T-Rod straightened, holding his small bag of product, then froze, too. His stare went to the empty space. He blinked, then slowly turned toward the door. The lick was standing there, casual, whistling off-key. One hand still buried in his hoodie pocket. T-Rod's whole face shifted. "Ah, hell no. I know this nigga ain't trying me." T-Rod walked out of the kitchen, shoulders squared, holding the little baggie loose in his hand like bait. Alicia followed closely, arms folded tight, her bracelet catching the dim light every time she moved. The lick stood at the door, rocking on his heels, trying to look innocent. His lips stretched in a crooked smile. "Yo," T-Rod started, voice sharp. "Where my shit at?" The lick blinked, all wide-eyed. "What you talking about?" "My joint," T-Rod snapped, pointing at the table, "was sitting right there." The baser's grin instantly fell. He pressed his palm to his chest, swearing. "On my soul, bruh. I ain't touched nothing. I came for this, that's it." T-Rod stepped closer, nose flaring. "Nigga, where my shit?" "On my soul, I ain't touch it." "On your soul?" T-Rod barked. "Man, your soul owe everybody." Alicia threw her hands up, exhausted. "Oh my God, y'all sound stupid. Who cares about a damn joint?" She shoved past T-Rod, grabbing the lick's arm just to end the argument. "Just go ahead, bruh, and leave." The moment her fingers touched his sleeve, the gems on her bracelet flickered faint blue, dancing under the light. The lick froze mid-breath. His pupils widened, his face went slack, as if lightning ran straight through him. Slowly, like something outside of him was pulling the strings, he reached into his hoodie pocket. He pulled out the fat joint and placed it in Alicia's palm, hand trembling, gaze locked on hers. "I'm sorry." His voice came out flat, almost broken. Then he turned, slow and stiff, and walked out the cracked door without saying a word. The door shut behind him with a soft click. Alicia stood frozen, joint in her hand. T-Rod's eyes bounced between the joint, her hand, and her wrist. "What the fuck was that?" he muttered. Alicia swallowed hard, whispering, "I told you. She gave me this bracelet, and now—" T-Rod grabbed her shoulders, pulling her to the sofa, staring her down like he was seeing her for the first time. "Okay," he said, voice low but serious now. Okay. Now tell me what happened at Burger King again."
We got the best stories. We got the best stories on the block.